All right. I think we're good. I think so. Mic's working. Might be a little bit rusty. First one of the year, but I appreciate everyone that is here hanging out with me on Sunday night for the Expedition race. For the Bush Clash, not the Bush Clash, the Cookout Clash this year at Bowman Gray. Green flag just dropped on my end. So I guess the plan for this stream, we're just going to try to navigate through this last chance qualifier. We're going to have 2 guys advance plus Ryan Blaney because I'm going to assume he is not going to win this open race, whatever you want to call it. And we'll go over some things and I'll answer any question we got. But yeah, the under hit easily. I figured I'd be on time today. All right, let me get a couple of things squared away. If you're wondering what's on my screen, I can't stream the actual race. I'll get a copyright, but I do have the leaderboard here so that I can follow. And I got the race on my phone underneath me, so I can kind of see what is going on. All right, let me pull up a few things. Got a dono off the rip from CJ. I always appreciate that, sir. Says, do you think it's a waste of time to run any mid-pack guys? In general, no. There is a couple of guys I do like mid-pack that I think will make sense for DFS. For sure, like Ryan Preece. I love Ryan Preece today in tournaments. I definitely think he has a chance to crack the top 10, be a top 8 contender. Definitely a good track for him. Upgraded ride and RFK car. So I definitely have a lot of interest in some of these mid-pack guys. But a lot of my builds are going to be, like, say, Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin up top that can potentially dominate. Maybe a couple of those guys. And I might get one of the mid-pack drivers in. And then we'll have to see who advances from the last chance qualifier. But I'll definitely have kind of scattered all around. There's just not one complete strategy that I think I'll be going with. Appreciate that, Hunter. Not sure how big the stream will be today. I know it's just a clash, but do appreciate everyone. Ends up being here. We're not going to have much time to build lineups afterwards. If you guys are over on Patreon, I'll have these sheets hopefully updated just within a couple of minutes. After this ends, I don't think it's going to be too hard to rerun some simulations. If you guys do want to check that out, free trial this week. If you want to come in, test out all the new tools. I spent all off season just trying to do whatever I can to improve efficiency and just improve the entire sheet. Lots of new things, some interactive additions as well. I think if you come in, try it out, you'll like what you see, and tons of data on there. If you like data, there is probably not going to find much more NASCAR DFS data than anywhere else. And you got the optimizer. Optimizer will be updated. You got the simulations for betting and floor ceiling projections, all that good stuff. I'm not going to go all through it, but if you want to come and check it out, link down below. You can get a free week and other stuff. What's up, Michael? First one here says NASCAR is back. Let's go. Let's go. I cannot wait for NASCAR to be back. And hopefully we start off with a bang this year. I think Bowman Gray hopefully will be fun. I don't know. I think kind of everyone's going to overreact a little bit to a couple of the heat races we had where there was some bumping and banging. I do have concerns that this gets strung out and it gets a little boring. So we'll see what ends up happening. But it looks like Ty Gibbs to the lead. My assumption was Ty Gibbs would win, be the first guy to advance. So if he can just hang on to this, which I don't think he's going to give it up to Zane Smith, Ross, and Ty Dillon. So we'll see what happens. But I think Ty Gibbs probably a shoe-in to advance in this one. I know he was very fast in the overall lap averages, but I think practice was very skewed. All right. I'm seeing a red flag on here. This thing's typically ahead of what I see on YouTube. So I'm not sure what the caution is yet. Anyway. Unless it's broke. I haven't seen anything happen. I see Kyle Larson's up there quite a bit. He's already in P3. I thought Larson was definitely going to be more of a longer shot to advance. But it looks like he was able to rip through. I know it's kind of a very weaker field here, but if Larson can put himself in position, we could get him and Ty Gibbs advancing. Then Ryan Blaney will get the not the fan vote, just highest in on points. Yeah, I'm seeing red flag here. Just now saw it. This thing was way ahead, so I apologize if I spoiled for anybody. But it looks like Eric Jones is toast, and I missed who the other driver was. I think it was the 10 car, and I was thinking Noah Gregson, but I forgot that Ty Dillon's now in that car. So it looks like Ty and Eric Jones are going to be done. But yeah, Larson looks awesome. All the way at the P3. I'm assuming he's going to make quick work of Zane Smith here. So hopefully we can get Ty Gibbs and Kyle Larson then. What's up, Stan? What's up, Spread? What's up, Tito? Still going the Truex or log out. There was a lot of logging out last year. I think there was one race I got to take down with him in the 20 max. Other than that, just screwed me every single week. And we just kept going back to it. And man, it just, it was unfortunate the entire time. Got a donut from Heater here. $25. Appreciate that, sir. Says, I hope Luka and LeBron do their very best Sean Dean and Billy Hoyle impression on the map. I'm not going to lie. I don't understand that. But I do know the Cavs absolutely wrecked the Mavericks today, which was awesome. And I know I don't speak NBA here, but that was probably the craziest trade ever. I thought the account was hacked on Twitter. It ends up being real. Just absolutely insane. Cannot believe that ended up happening, but yeah, it's crazy. But yes, Oakley says hi, Heater. Appreciates the dono too. We can now feed him kibbles, thankfully. What's up, Mike B? Welcome to the RFK season. They did get all three of their guys in this year, which is not something they have been doing. What's up, Mike B? Subconscious, number 88 has my eye. Who knows why? I do think SVG in the 88 this year is going to be pretty cool. I do think of Dale Jr. every time I see it, but... What's up, Mom? Welcome back, NASCAR fam. Let's get it, Logano. This is a new track, Mom. He does have a chance to win. I mean, every single time we're in a new track, he just happens to show up. I don't know why my cheeks are so rosy. It's not makeup, I promise. What's up, Dwayne? We're finally back. Can't wait. Yeah, no hair adjustment today. I just threw the hat on. Kind of bumming it today. Didn't feel like doing it. What's up, Brian? Looking forward to a great NASCAR season with Chris. Appreciate you being here, sir. Hopefully it's a fun one. Just want to look at some of the stats here from this race so far. So, yeah, Larson's up 7 spots. Custer's up 7. Riley Herbst is down. I missed what happened with Herbst, I guess. It's kind of hard to watch the race and look at 4 other screens at the same time. So, I'm guessing he died immediately. Dylan. Okay. All right, just checking some things there. Looks like we have one to go. It's all green. Looks like I got a dono from Spreader. Appreciate that, man. Says, we back, boss. Good to see you. Good to see you as well, sir. Appreciate that dono as well. It's going to the Feed Oakley and the wedding fund, so appreciate it. What's up, Hunter? Disclaimer, he says he's drunk, so be careful. But Project X running for any Discord requests. Awesome. Hopefully we can get these last chance qualifier race out of the way quick so we can get some things running. And we're not completely scrambling for time. Looks like I'm watching the restart here. Larson's on the outside with Zane. Man, some of these cars that move numbers, I'm going to have to get used to. Like, every time I see the 34, I'm going to think of McDowell. Every time I see the 38, I'm thinking of Gillen. It's going to take a little bit to get used to still. Yeah, Larson's battling out with Zane right now. We'll see if he can end up getting around him or not, but definitely not fun getting stuck on the outside here. We're in the straight big year for Josh Bilicki. We still got the Josh Bilicki bit going. You got to respect it at this point. What's up, EZ? I'm glad you got out of jail. You can, or maybe you're on rec time and let you use your phone. I'm not sure either way, but it's awesome to see you, sir. What's up? What's up, Coach? Welcome back to the NASCAR live show. CPM will be supplying the drinks and snacks. Juice boxes are in the fridge and the oat balls. Yeah, you gotta have the famous oat balls that I think only I'll enjoy. Yeah, I'm happy he's out of county too. What's up, Rick? Hello, race fam. NASCAR is back. Better go get a juice box when they're all gone. Go Chiefs. Yeah, we'll see if they can do the 3-peat. I'm rooting for the Chiefs. It's probably not popular to say, but I'd much rather see the Chiefs win than the Eagles, personally. All right, let's see. Yeah, Larson in second now. He must have cleared him. I didn't see it live, but he looks quick. He was 0.2 faster than, almost 0.2 faster than Gibbs last lap. We'll see if he ends up getting past Gibbs here. I mean, I don't really see anybody else contending unless they get moved out of the way over Larson and Gibbs here. So I put, just as like for fillers, I put in Gibbs in the 21st slot and Larson the 22nd. So if this ends up being what it is and Blaney in 23rd, that'd be great. I don't have to do any extra work. And we're red flagged again, so that's fun. All right, let's see. If you're just not getting here, appreciate y'all hanging out with me on your Sunday night for this preseason race. We'll have everything updated. Won't be able to stay on too long after, well, if it ends up being Gibbs, Larson, and Ryan Blaney, honestly, I don't have anything to update, but I will have to build some monos, but I can probably stay on a little bit longer if need be to answer questions, because that's what I currently have. Let me switch over to the sheet here. One sec. Yeah, so let's see. I still gotta fix the SVG 86. For whatever reason, when I pulled the entry list, I don't know what happened. It should have been an 88, turned into an 86 somehow. Not a big deal, but. And I really didn't factor practice in at all. I just didn't really think it meant too much. Like it's a small percentage in the weighting system. But overall, I didn't think it was a huge deal to look at practice. It was kind of all over the place. If you're looking at the lap averages from practice 2, I think Cindric was first, SVG second, Denny Hamlin third, Cole Custer was fourth. Like, I don't know how much really to even care about that. So I didn't really care about practice too much. Let me see if we get these questions. Looks like we're on commercial. I didn't see how bad that wreck was. I just saw we were on red. What's up, Carmi? The Opals didn't make it. Oh, they'd always make it. Ross says, who's Ty Dillon driving for this season? He's gonna be in the 10 car. Be teaming it up with Dinger. Appreciate that, Hunter. What's up, Miss Jules? NASCAR fan back together, excited for another season with the handsome C-Pen. Thank you very much. Yeah, should be another fun one. Hopefully our guy Blaney, we got the Blaney shirts on today. Hopefully he can make it back to Phoenix, because if he makes it to Phoenix, as long as Joey's not there, we should be good. Let's see. Justin says, any top 3 at plus money is catching my eye starting in the inside. Do they have odds up for that still? I don't normally show this, but since I'm offering like the free week trial this week, fair odds for Denny top 3 I have at plus 174. I'm a little bit lower on the market. It's hard to gauge on how to really simulate this race, but I didn't see what his odds were. I know Sean in Discord, he ended up getting Denny plus 3. It was plus something. I forget exactly what it was, but I mean, Denny looks great. If Chase Elliott doesn't win this, I'd be surprised if it's not Denny. I mean, both the guys looked excellent. And I'm just hoping that Chase Elliott runs away with this race. Because I'm in a 3-max. I'm not playing heavy or anything. It's because, I mean, who knows what to expect. You should not be playing heavy on this race. But I am probably just going to lock Chase Elliott. I know he's going to be chalky. I'm showing him 75% optimal. Which is, like, by far. I have the best floor, the best ceiling. Like, it's hard not to just jam him in. What's up, Charles? It's been a long time. Glad we're back, though. Glad we're back. Unfortunately, we have the week off. Not unfortunately, because the Super Bowl will be fun, but then we are full swing for however many months it is till November. Yeah, I pulled the GitHub up. I mean, I'm glad it is working. I was wondering if it was going to for the open race, but I'm glad it is. Looks like we're back to green. Can't tell. Austin Dillon's up there. Man, last time I had a driver leading a race at a short track with Austin Dillon in the top 3. It did not end well for me. I hate that race so much when Austin Dillon took out. It was like a 16 unit swing from what Austin Dillon took from me on Richmond. It wasn't nice. Let's see. What's up, Obi? What's up, Astro and CJ? Aloha from Hawaii. Nice of you to make it in. Hopefully you guys are enjoying. I did see there was like a blizzard or snowstorm in Hawaii, but I guess that's in the upper elevation. I'm assuming that didn't affect you, but I did see that recently. But nice to see you guys. Sorry, jumping around a little bit. Looks like Larson is right on Ty Gibbs. We'll see if he ends up passing him. I'm kind of hoping it just stays how it is, though. Let me pull the this back up. Well, this is the head, and it looks like something happened. Yep, Kyle Larson just moved Ty Gibbs out of the way. That's true. Yeah, Larson, what, he started 10th? He's already, man, impressive run for Larson. Looks pretty good. Now, this is a much weaker field, so I'm not sure if he's going to be able to do this during the actual race, but I mean, it's definitely a good sign to see him be able to rip through the field here and make some moves. Ty Gibbs is going to be in some trouble now, though. He's going to be stuck on the outside currently with Eric Jones, so I thought his car was corpsed at this point, but I guess not. And Justin Haley was a terrorist yesterday. But it looks like Ty Gibbs cleared him for now, but we'll see what ends up happening. But Gibbs has some work to do. That's for sure. Yeah, Gibbs has some work to do. I'm going to have some extra work to do if he doesn't end up getting back up there. So I'll have to update a couple of things. Lock paper is going to be, I believe, at 8:20. We're not going to have too much time to build lineups. We have an hour, 20 minutes now. We are, what, halfway through this race. And then we'll see how many cautions there ends up being. So I'm hoping it just stays green so we can get this going. Justin Sport says this is just a dart throw race. I mean, for the most part, I think if anybody tells you they know exactly what's going to happen, they're probably lying to you. I mean, I don't know exactly how this is going to end up playing. I think my best assumption is that these drivers starting in the top 3, top 4 are probably going to be able to handle business. So that would be Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, Chris Buescher, Tyler Reddick, Bell. I don't think they're going to murder each other. I would think it's very likely Chase Elliott just dominates this race, assuming he doesn't get moved at the very beginning. So one of those guys are going to dominate, and then probably like 8th on back is just going to be a hornet's nest. It's going to be bloodshed, maybe just bumping each other, or it could just get strung out. Like, I don't know. It's hard to say. I do feel pretty comfortable with the guys up front, though, as far as like locking in their dominator points. Yeah, Ty Dillon's still bad, always will be bad. Stan says, any interest in the cars in the back? I mean, some of them, yeah. And if this ends up being where we get a couple of spinners and whatnot, I mean, these guys moving up a few spots definitely are going to be interesting. I really like Todd Gilliland. It doesn't look like we're going to get a super cheap driver, although I forget what Austin Dillon's price tag is. If he ends up making it in. Let's see. Austin Dillon's 73. It's not that cheap. So if it ends up being Todd Gilliland as the cheapest driver, I mean, I like him a lot because we got to find cheap drivers to fit in. And I believe Todd Gilliland's floor is 19 points. I don't think it can get worse, or at least close to that. So he's one of the drivers in the back that I have a lot of interest in. I think Ross Chastain looks fine. Ryan Blaney, if you want to spend up for him, but my projections currently like being under on him quite a bit because it's trying to get to these guys that can potentially dominate this race. Do you see the red flag? Just someone got smoked. Is that the 66? Looks like the 66 from my eyes, at least. Not that he was ever going to be anything. Kimmer says, if Larson, Gibbs, and Blaney officially make it through, how would you rank those 3 on DraftKings with price considered? Well, the way I have it now, projection-wise, it would be Blaney, Larson, and then Gibbs. And then point per dollar-wise, it would be, I guess, the same. I mean, Larson looks great. So I might have to update it a little bit, but the Blaney price tag is just tough to get to, especially if these guys kind of get strung out. Because for Blaney to work out, he's in a price range of guys like Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, and if those guys, like let's say Chase Elliott leads 80 laps, Hamlin leads 60, I think it's kind of tough for Ryan Blaney to outscore them, unless obviously something happens. Like for example, looking at this, we have, like if Ryan Blaney finished 10th, he would get you 47 points, or 47. It's not bad, but again, if these guys dominate, I don't think it looks too pretty. If you're playing Blaney, you're really just hoping something happens. I mean, you could go with the Elliott Blaney approach, and that might be more cashy. Blaney does have a solid floor. It's roughly around 22 points, but sorry, I've been skipping around the chat trying to figure out where to go. What's up, Jack? Just trying to ship CP. Let's go. Hope you do. Hope you do. Michael says 5,600 on last man in. Well, I don't think there might not even be a driver under 5,600 currently. The cheapest driver is going to be Todd Gillen at $5,800 currently. We'll see what happens, but probably the likely outcome. Let me try to get this in order here. What's up, April? What's up, G Black? NASCAR is back. Sure is. Christopher, nice name. Says this Excel I'm looking at. This page is right now currently. Unless you meant the other one, I don't. This page is at least, which I'm sure you can probably tell. Tyler says that's why Ty Dillon never got a good ride unless Pop throwing stacks. Yeah, Ty Dillon's obviously not the best. I remember playing him at Daytona a couple years ago. He was starting to last and his engine blew, which that sucked. And if you're wondering why I have FanDuel salary here, just 12,000. I have everything formatted to where it runs DraftKings and FanDuel at the same time, and FanDuel just decided not to do the slate today, so I just threw in random salary so I could run everything properly. Spread said he saw some outside guys hang, pinching them down. What's up, Timothy? Made it back for another year of Expert NASCAR, buddy, man. Appreciate that, Timothy. Thank you for being here, as always. Michael says, didn't realize you were live and was wandering back into Discord sign up for Patreon. Yeah, I'd love to have you if you come in. Appreciate that, Michael. Tyler says, could he wear 7th? I know I'm way behind. Let me see where he's at now. 16th. Didn't last long. So we currently have Larson, Dillon, Jones, Ty Gibbs, Haley. Michael McDowell not looking too hot. I think Spurt Myers is doing better than what he did in practice and whatnot yesterday. What's up, Kenny? Miss you too, Fly Eagles Fly. I can't say I'm on the Eagles train, unfortunately, for the Eagles fans. I'm riding the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes. But mainly I'm just rooting for my basketball teams. Got a couple live ones. Chiefs and Eagles stacks, so we'll see what ends up happening. Hopefully we can get a bullet through. All right, looks like we're back to green. Pull this back up. All right, sorry. Looks like Larson's about to see anyone catching Larson at any point, so just all comes down to that second spot. Jay says, how many doms, Chris? I would say probably 2 in this one. I think a lot of my builds will probably be Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, Chase Elliott, somebody else. But these drivers that won their heat races, very unlikely that 2 of those guys will end up being in the optimal, I don't think. So definitely be jamming those ones in. Who's my favorite GPP play? Says Fast Break NBA. So I really like Ryan Preece currently. Sorry, I'm trying to pull it up. Yeah, so for tournaments, Ryan Preece, SVG. I like him as a pivot off of Todd Gilliland. I mean, if you can just kind of hang within the top 12, I don't mind that at all at that price point. There's definitely upside. There's a lot of downside for SVG at Noval, but hoping he can kind of hang on to it here. It's a small track. Also like Tyler Reddick and Chris Buescher in tournaments. There's not really too many more cars to pick from, so I think that's kind of like the end list for as far as tournaments. Denny Hamlin is not going to be underowned, or unowned, I should say. He'll be lower owned than Chase Elliott. I like him a lot in tournaments as well. Don't forget about him. Just because you're playing Chase Elliott does not mean you can't play Denny Hamlin. All right, we got about 20 laps left, so this is going at least somewhat quickly. Hopefully we'll have about an hour to build, which is nice. Looks like Ty Gibbs is just... Yeah, Ty Gibbs is cooked at this point. Charlotte says no one's talking about tire wear. Do you think it'll play in the race? They had some decent fall off, and some tires were getting graded yesterday, so I'm hoping it does. It'd probably make it less boring to see some tire fall off. We have 200 laps to go on, so hoping we see something. Although I believe Bob said they can change tires, I think, at lap 100. Brady says, is Bubba too cute in a very small field GPP? Welcome back, NASCAR DFS. Let's get in 2025. Let's do it, Brady. I don't think Bubba's too cute. I mean, there's just so many guys that are like the same exact play in that range. Like, there's not too much differentiating Ross Chastain, but Wallace, Ryan Preece, Austin Cindric, Dylan Suarez. So if you just want to get the Bubba Wallace, like, I'm not against that. There's just really not too much different there. Like, if we're looking at projections, Bubba Wallace is within like 5 points of guys like Ryan Preece, Ross Chastain. Like, it's all very similar, and the ownership's not going to be that high. Looks like somebody else died. I'm not sure who. Oh, yeah, Ty Gibbs. Well, don't have to worry about him anymore. Yeah, Ty Gibbs is definitely cooked. All right, so it looks like Eric Jones, Austin Dillon. What I recommend for a good max exposure for a race like this? So my optimal rates, I have 2 guys above 50, and that's Chase Elliott and Denny Hamlin. Everybody else is kind of within that teens to 30-ish range. So outside of a few outliers, I'm probably not going like more than 50 on some of these guys. But I would make an exception for Chase Elliott. Like, if you wanted to play 90% Chase Elliott today, I think that's fine. If you wanted to lock him and just hope he doesn't wreck. Like, if Chase Elliott doesn't wreck, I have a really difficult time seeing him not take care of business in this one. He's also kind of cheap too, $9,200. Isidore says, first time playing NASCAR because NBA has no heart and NHL is boring. I mean, I can agree with that. Says, so I want to be overweight on Toyota and odd number cars. Well, no, don't play like that because that doesn't mean anything. So don't look at car numbers or anything like that. That's for sure. All right. Yeah, they pulled the odds on DraftKings probably just because the open race is on. Taylor says, do you think Larson is actually viable at his price if he makes it in the field? Before this open race, I wasn't thinking he looked too great, but I mean, honestly, he's kind of taking care of business in this one. Much weaker field, though, so it's probably not the best comparison, but I'm sure he's going to be able to move up some. It's just at his price point, if there's 2 dominators and they're expensive, it probably doesn't work out. If there is 1 dominator and a couple of these guys get shuffled back, it can work. I don't want to sit here and lie like I know exactly how this race is going to play out. We've never been here, and it's an expedition race, so I don't know how dumb these guys want to be. Although they can get pretty stupid during real races, so who knows. What's up, Obi? Like B says, Buscher's winning today. I don't think that's crazy. Projection wise, I have Buscher third, 6.23 projected finish. So definitely think it's possible. And I'll be playing Buscher today. Cheap, starting in second, could steal some fast laps. Outside chance of him getting some dominator points as far as laps led is concerned. I think RFK will be good. What's up, Anthony? As soon as we went green, we went red, so kind of scared to see what happened. I see Austin Dillon battling it out for first, and that just terrifies me. Oh, looks like Justin Haley took a spin. Michael McDowell took a spin. Wasn't anything too crazy. Jack says there are other content providers really steaming up place differential here. It can go two ways. Like, my lineups are going to be a mixture. Like, I do think some of these guys that are up in the very front will be able to hang on. But once we get past them, it's like anyone's best guess, because someone's going to be stupid. Someone's going to try to move someone. It could just spark a chain of events where we just keep getting spinners, and somebody that sucked all day in 19th, he just ends up finding himself in 13th. It's not like it's going to be a speed thing or anything. It's just kind of dumb luck. So you have to account for that. Like, that is possible. It could be very boring and strung out. These guys get lapped in a couple ways. Like, if you're in a 3 max, you could build for a half chaos race, a full chaos race, and then just completely boring. Comment God says, question, only 2 people from this race on TV qualify for the 8 p.m. race. So 2 people will qualify, but then we'll also have Ryan Blaney advance as well, because he's the highest on points. So 2 and then Blaney. So we'll get 3. Oh, he says thoughts on Recky Stenhouse in this slate. Fortunately enough for us, we do not have to worry about Recky. He will not be in this one. So we lucked out. What's up, Alex? Good to be back. A little late to the party. Would you hit me with your DK Cash Core? Yeah, Chase Elliott, Todd Gilliland. Someone might advance here, but I don't know if they're going to be a big deal. Austin Dillon's like in the mid 7K range, so it's not like he's free. But Elliott, Hamlin, Gillen, I think it's a very good starting point. Spread says Blaney's short temper makes it tough if he gets bumped out. Yeah, the thing is with Blaney, he's not that aggressive. And at a track like this, you kind of need to be a bully if you want to win. I mean, like Kyle Larson, he just completely bumped Ty Gibbs out of the way, and he's handling business. I'm not sure if Ryan Blaney's going to do that. Bookie says, how much Blaney are you rostering? I'm only running a 3 max for this. I'm either going to put him in 0 or 1 lineups. Optimal rate, I think I have him around like 30% optimal. That might be where he's zoned. It might be a little bit less. Personally, for me, though, I'm probably going to be under on Blaney. Yeah, it's just the open race currently. If this was the pool, that would be one ugly pool to pick from DraftKings. All right, I'm seeing the restart on my screen right now. Looks like Larson should be fine. Well, Austin Dillon kind of... Oh, Austin Dillon got moved. And he really got moved. Looks like Eric Jones, who I thought was dead like 20 minutes ago, is now in second. Yeah, Dinger might have a chance for something. All right, looks like... Again, the stream I'm watching is way behind on this, so it looks like Josh Berry is now up to 3rd. Which we know Josh Berry, to track like this, you would think he'd have some success. Obviously, being in the 21 car this year, I'm assuming it's going to be a bit of a downgrade, but I mean, who knows exactly? It's early on, but a track like this, I mean, there's not... It's just so small. So honestly, Josh Berry might come in. I don't know. How much is he? Let me see. Man, Berry's more expensive than Austin Dillon, $7,500. I was thinking maybe he's like 6K. But that is not the case. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's Bert. First, I thought the car was sideways. Couldn't tell with the smoke, but no, Bert's done. Which I know my guy Coach is going to be pretty upset about that. Yeah, it's a good question, LA. It's hard to say because we haven't ran here before, so I really don't know. I know a couple of the heat races were chaotic. A couple of them were pretty boring. I really don't know. That's why I would recommend playing light on this race. I think the guys up front should be able to handle business. But once we get past them, I mean, probably potential bloodshed. We'll see, though. I wouldn't hate to see Barry. I do like that red car, too. It looks nice. But yeah, the bottom guy's in right now. It's definitely not helping things, but it's hard to say. Like, if we do get a bunch of spinners, like these guys starting in the back, they don't even have to be good. They can just find themselves starting 20th and end up 14th, and that's amazing. Depending on the price tag, of course. Ray says, Chris, what would be a three-man core you like? My highest owned drivers are probably going to be Gillen, Chase Elliott, and Denny Hamlin. And it's not that hard to fit them all together at all. Who would you take, Bowman or Chastain? Now keep in mind, these answers are before I do updated projections because I had Ty Gibbs in. Obviously, that's not happening anymore. But I have Chastain exactly 0.5 higher than it was. Very close. What's up, Rowdy Dorito? One of my favorite names on here. Smash the like. Last spot, 7,100. Who is best projected at that price or less? So I'll be able to answer that better once this is over because we don't know who the entire field's going to be yet. Currently, under 7,100, the best projected would be for me, it's SVG, which I feel like that's probably not going to be what most people say, but that's what I have currently. But if someone like Eric Jones can make it in, he is only $6,100. I mean, sorry, he's starting 22nd, but you can't really lose that many points. It's only a 23 car field. Potato says, is Larson on the lineup to start? Well, as long as he wins this, which it looks like he should be able to, but I mean, who knows? Someone could go kamikaze and just send him. But I'm assuming Kyle Larson will end up making the show. I think it's on Fox. Pretty sure. Let me check what the stream is. I think it says Fox. Yeah. Rowdy or Brad Keselowski? Pretty sure I have Brad K higher. Yeah, I got BK about 3 points higher. Yeah, it looks like Bert's done. Tim Brown sent it in. Other than that, everybody's still rolling. Is Larson okay if he could get an 8th place finish? It's not a guarantee, but I wouldn't kill you, obviously, if you score around 50 points. Yeah, rest in peace, Bert. You didn't have a great weekend, Coach. You did well in the modified, at least, so we'll give him that. Yeah, it wasn't terrible spread at the time. Asher says honeymoon in Hawaii. Not sure yet. I know obviously it's beautiful there. Have to see though. It's definitely haven't gotten that far yet. I don't think RB. I don't think you can bet anything right now. I'm pretty sure the books probably pulled the odds during this last chance qualifier race. But the board sucks right now anyway. There's nothing to bet. Earlier in the week, I bet on Blaney plus 1,400 to win 0.4 units. That obviously is toast. Then I have Bell plus 1,400 to win 0.4 units, which that has some life. I think he's now plus 1,300. It was plus 800 before the whole weekend started, so I felt better getting the line movement, but pretty much back to square one. I don't see him winning, but at least he's live too. And I haven't added anything after that just because everything just looks horrible. Clark says, Chris, I haven't seen you since football. That wasn't too long ago. But what's up, Clark? Tito says, Chase, Hamlin, Blaney going to be the chalk core. I mean, for me, if you can fit in Blaney, it's okay. I'm not going to be as high on Blaney as others, I don't think, just because I'm trying to get in some of these dominator points from Elliott and Hamlin. But Blaney's not a bad play. He obviously has one of the best floors on the entire slate. He's great at these types of tracks. And obviously, if there's some carnage, if he gets 8th place, I mean, you're going to be very happy with that result. It's just a matter of being able to afford him. I would say Gillen for cash games, Alex. SVG maybe for tournaments. SVG is very risky, though. Obviously, the speed wasn't bad from him. Well, I gave SVG a 12.5 place finish. I think he'll probably lose a couple of spots, but the problem with SVG is he's just in that hornet's nest where, I mean, it's every man for themselves once we get 8th on, 10th on back. That's the concern. Gillen, he's got a bit of a floor to work with starting in 20th, so I think he's definitely the better cash game option. But for tournaments, SVG, if you want to take a flyer on that, I mean, there's definitely upside there. But thing is, though, it's going to depend on who advances here. Like, if Eric Jones advances, I'll have to run projections. I mean, he might end up being potential best value play just because he's going to be starting next to last. So I'll have to see how this ends up playing out, because that'll definitely change some things around. Like, if Jones makes it in at his price point, that's going to take away ownership from guys like SVG, like Todd Gillen, because they're not going to be the only dirt cheap guys left anymore. You could bet on it at any other book before this started, but right now I'm assuming everything's closed. Phila. Appreciate it, hockey. Bubba's car wrap is awesome. Yeah, I like the white with the subtle purple on it. I think it looks pretty cool. Yeah, Nemechek. He was great in Xfinity, but man, every cup race, that guy is getting spun or being the one spinning somebody. It's a scheduled tweet every single week for him to be a caution. No, there will not be pit stops. We are going to have a break halfway, but it's not like a regular race where you can just come down pit road because there is no pit road. Appreciate that, Timothy. Jack says this race is a bigger scratch off than Daytona. In a way, I agree with that, because at Daytona, we don't know what's going to happen, but we know what to expect. We know that there's going to be a complete wreck fest, and we know everybody that sucks that starts in the back is going to be in the optimal lineup at some point. We don't know exactly which ones it's going to be, but we know it's going to be some scatter plot of those guys. Here, we just don't really know. So I cannot wait for Daytona, though. I think it'll be fun. Hoping we get a bunch of big name drivers starting in the... Yeah, I used to say starting in the very front because people still play them, but people are actually getting a bit smarter and they're not playing them as much. So if we can get some big name drivers starting in the back, we can fade them for the lesser name guys. Like, just for example, like, I think it was last Daytona race. We have chalk in the back, but then you have guys like Parker Retzlaff starting in the back. You have guys like Anthony Alfredo. Nobody wants to play these guys, but they have the exact same upside and much lower own. Especially on FanDuel. I was looking at the ownership difference, and FanDuel, there's these big name drivers starting up front are 30, 35% owned, and You can get BG McLeod at like 0.7%. It's just crazy. It's going to be as is, Mike. Race is in about just under an hour. I don't know if they're going to move lockback yet. I mean, we've been at 14 laps to go for the past 10 minutes, so I'm not loving how long this is taking. So we'll see. SVG is Shane Van Gisbergen, ERBI. He's in the 88 car. I think it's blue and yellow if I remember right. What's up, Dwayne? Good luck tonight for single under GBP. Do you like Hamlin, Elliott, Blaney, Gilliland, Bubba, and Austin Dillon? Well, you probably don't want to play Austin Dillon because I don't think Austin Dillon's making the race at this point. So do not play Austin Dillon. Yeah, he's definitely in the danger zone. We will see, Hunter. I got to do some updates, and then I got to build before Bull kills me. So we'll see. Hopefully, Bull is in chat at some point. Otherwise, we're going to have some issues. Thoughts on Joey in tournaments, asked Bonnie. I am not huge on Joey just because I'm going to be so heavy on like Chase Elliott. But he is my third projected highest driver. I do like him a little bit more than Christopher Bell, I will say. I think he's okay. He's definitely just that pivot off of guys like Hamlin as your second dominator if Chase Elliott doesn't run away with it. Do I think Larson at 10.5 is still too much for 21st starting spot? I don't think I'm going to have a ton of Kyle Larson. I mean, you can get Blaney for a little bit cheaper. We'll start 2 spots further back, assuming Larson takes care of business here. Obviously, Larson looks great so far in this heat race, but he's racing against John Hunter Nemechek, AJ Allmendinger, Eric Jones, Zane Smith, and that's a lot easier to race against them than it is to race against, Christopher Bellis of the world. Much better field. So we do need to keep that in mind. Are we really still not green? They're really milking this. Let's just hope it stays green so we can get this over with. Michael says, what are your thoughts on Todd Gillen tonight? I love Todd Gillen. I think he's probably one of the better plays on the slate just because he is the cheapest driver we are most likely going to get. And he starts in 20th. His floor is 19 points, I think. 19, 20 points. I'll take it at that price point. It gets me guys in that could potentially dominate this race. It gets me some solid 8 or 9K drivers. Like, Todd Gillen's a really good play. Barry's passed him up. I forget where Barry even started originally. Feel like Briscoe could be some solid leverage. Yeah, I was really hoping they would price Briscoe like in the 8K range. We'd catch DK napping with him being in the 19 car, but they definitely were not. $9,400 for Chase Briscoe. But I think we're going to see some good things from Briscoe this year. And he'll definitely be a contender in this one. I don't have him projected as well as, say, William Byron, Joey Logano, Christopher Bell in his price range. So it's going to be hard for me to get to really much of Chase Briscoe. I'm not sure if he'll make my 3 max. But I will not be surprised if he makes some noise in this one. It's just mainly a price thing for me. Please tell me we're going green soon. It's ridiculous. Okay, Alan says, Hamlin, Elliott, Larson, same lineup, too chalky for GBP. I don't think having Larson there is going to make it extremely chalky just because he wasn't confirmed in this race until... he's not confirmed in yet. He could wreck. You never know what could happen. So I don't want to speak too soon. And by looking at that, I'm assuming they're side by side, but it has Eric Jones in P1 right now, so we'll see if that's just how it got scored. Crypto took a dump today. Yeah, I'm not in the crypto streets. Not my cup of tea. Brian says, Chris, what website are you using to show that live feed in the background? It's not a website. It's just a file on GitHub. I like looking at it just because I can see the lap times and the whatnot. And I can't stream the race on here for copyright issues, so it's the best thing we got. But I like it better than the NASCAR website. But you can get something similar on the NASCAR website if you go to the live leaderboard, and then I think if you click the raw feed, it'll look pretty similar to this. I just looked down. I saw Ty Gibbs in the grass, I think. I'm watching the replay here. We'll see what happens. Looks like Haley maybe got his rear a little bit. Couldn't really tell. But yeah, these cautions are ridiculous. And this is what I'm saying. Like, the guys up front are typically able to handle business, but once you get like half on back, these guys they're going to be hitting each other. There's a room, and one little spin, you just rack them up, and it's going to be interesting. Oh, goodness. I just saw Ty Gibbs looked like he went airborne. I just looked down. I saw him in the air. I don't know what happened, though. Not sure what that was. Let me pull up Bob's Twitter here, see if I... It looks like Eric Jones, the scorer, is the leader on the outside. So, man, gonna get dicey here. Like, that's what I said. We can't confirm anybody in yet because you never know. I mean, yeah, there's definitely some damage on the 43 car, but you know, at this kind of track, I don't think it's gonna be a huge deal. And obviously, I mean, he was able to move up and make some moves still. But yeah, I'm not sure what Gibbs just tried to do. I don't think it worked out too well. Oh yeah, let's hope that DraftKings moves lock back, because I mean, at this rate, we're gonna have 10 minutes to build lineups. Appreciate that, Obi. I'm glad you're back too. Love seeing all my NASCAR friends here. Dwayne says this race most definitely not staying clean. Yeah, I mean, obviously these guys are. Although I say that, but Ty Gibbs is a Cup regular. Well, I mean, all these guys are Cup regulars, but you know what I mean. Like, he's a big dog, and he's been causing some issues. So who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen? Obviously, when you're bumping and banging for over the course of a long race. Well, I shouldn't say long race. Very small track with only 200 laps, but a lot of turns. You're bumping and banging. People are gonna start getting on your nerves, and you might do something stupid. I hope we get a fist fight. I would love to see a fight start off the year. Oh yeah, Custer is up there, huh? I guess he's not completely dead yet. Yeah, I'm worried about that too, Rick. Main race won't be over till midnight. I'm not counting the caution laps. Looks like we're about to be getting going here, so. Who are your must-haves in a single entry GPP with under 1,000 players? For me, Chase Elliott, probably Todd Gilliland, potentially Eric Jones, just how cheap he is, we'll see. But all right, I'm marching on the restart here really quick. Looks like Josh Berry is just banging on Eric Jones. He moved him out of the way. 3 wide, they're killing each other, and there goes Eric Jones. Oh, this is a mess. Well, we went from Eric Jones potentially, and then 1 second later he ends up wrecking. So, well, take him out of the equation. So I'm assuming it's Barry and Larson. And we have Custer in third now. I didn't see how much damage the 5 or... Well, man, the 5's got some good damage now, too. Wow, yeah, that's pretty bad. Yeah, Larson got a lot of damage in the front. Yeah. Hey, Custer might make it in. Yeah, this racing gonna end until 8. I think we had 61 of 75 laps, I want to say like 15 minutes ago. And now we're at 65. You have to start counting these caution laps at this rate. Here's a good replay. Let's see. Yeah, Larson definitely got some there. Not sure how well that car's gonna look pretty soon. So we're gonna have Josh Berry in first now. This will be fun. Bruce Buffer should announce 8 o'clock. Oh man, I'm hoping we can get the clock moved back. Let me see if they did it all. I'm still seeing 8:18 on my time. Oh. So the bright side, once this is done, it should only take a couple of minutes for me to get everything updated. Hopefully. Unless I break something. Let's hope I don't break anything. Should only take a few minutes. I'll get it uploaded as quick as I possibly can. Now, if this is your first time ever in NASCAR, this is not usually how it goes. We usually have like a whole day before, like we'll have practice and qualifying on Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, and then we don't race the next day till like 3. So usually we get way more time. Don't expect it to always be like this. This is an expedition race. Think of it as the preseason, and it's chaos. That's what this is. It's just for fun to get the season started. This is not how NASCAR usually is. Now, guys being stupid on the track, yeah, that's usually how it is. But I'm just, as far as the formatting is concerned. This event is terrible for season kickoff. I mean, it's funny how stupid they're being, but yeah, I understand that as well. 38 minutes to lock. Really hoping we can get a pushback here, or just stay green for 10 laps. I mean, it's all we need is 10 laps. Yeah, I kind of agree with you, Spread, to a degree. Like, I don't think the main event's going to be this bad. We might get to like a brief period where we just get spinners and spinners, but hoping with the better drivers in general, they're not as idiotic. Yeah, I agree with that, Dwayne. I do think I think the best thing possible is if Larson doesn't make it. Like, if Larson doesn't make it, people, I'm sure, have already built lineups with Kyle Larson in them. And Kyle Larson not making this would be fantastic. We just might. Yeah, and Blaney's been chilling in the garage, so thank goodness. I agree, G Black. We gotta get the likes up. I haven't been looking, but I'll take your word for it. UFC means NASCAR, pretty much. I wouldn't say there's been a huge change in strategy. Like, obviously I still have to update after we get whoever ends up making it. I have no idea at this point, but I'm gonna have a ton of Blaney, or not Blaney, a ton of Elliott, a ton of Hamlin, probably a lot of Gilliland. We will see who ends up advancing, but Seeing Custer's working on Larson right now. Honestly, if Custer makes that, I think that'd be pretty fun. Well, Custer kind of got cleaned a little bit. Let's just hope they stay green. If that's what happens, Larson will probably end up making it, but whatever. I just want to be able to update stuff and build some lineups. Yeah, Custer ruined that. Although Austin Dillon's no stranger to moving somebody out of the way if he can reach Kyle Larson. But Larson put down the fastest lap there, even though he has a busted car. And yeah, what Spread said, I mean, when you have a damaged car at a track super small like this, it's not a huge deal. It looks like Larson might actually move Barry here. Oh, like Custer seems like he can throw a jab and make his yeah, Larson's giving it to him. No, he's gonna get him. Yep, there it goes. And caution, fantastic. Says there's one lap left. Okay, can we just not have made it one more lap? Let's see what happened. If this isn't wrong and we didn't completely just finish the race and we get a one lap shootout, I mean, that's going to be messy. I haven't seen it on my screen yet. We just took the white. And there's Ty Gibbs once again. Oh, is it over then? That's final lap? All right, cool. All right, sweet. The restart then. All right, so Larson made it. His car's busted, but I don't think it's the biggest deal in the world here. Obviously, he's not racing against the main field right now, so he's going to look better than he probably will. What's up, Sean? Good morning. All right, so we have Larson making it. Ryan Blaney will be in 23rd. Josh Berry also advancing. So I do have a couple things to switch around because I was expecting Ty Gibbs and Kyle Larson. Now it's Kyle Larson, Josh Berry. Yeah, it's a very small, very like a high school football field, it looks like. So be interesting. I would love to be able to stay on and answer you guys' questions. But I mean, I gotta go update the projections and whatnot. But we've been live for about an hour. I thought that was pretty fun. I thought it was chaotic and stupid, but we have lock in about 30 minutes, 40 minutes. I don't think they have moved lock back. I'm not sure when NASCAR is actually going to start this race, if it's going to be on time. If it is, whatever, I guess. But hopefully the race isn't too stupid tonight, because if it is, I'm sure it's going to be all my drivers getting absolutely full scent. So I'm gonna root for it to be kind of boring, some innocent spins. But other than that, looking forward to the season, guys. If you guys want to check out all the content over on Patreon, you can sign up for a free week trial if you want to test drive it. Obviously, this is kind of a crazy race, so don't judge me too hard. But at least you can get a chance to check out all the tools I have on there: new floor to ceiling projections, optimal rates, leverage tools, all the betting stuff, and a bunch of fun stuff over there. It's kind of condensed this week because it's the Clash. But if you want to come and check it out, I'll have the optimizer updated shortly. But thank you all for hanging out with me. Look forward to Daytona in 2 weeks. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Wish you all the best, and see y'all soon.